So we are going to go ahead and now start the lab number 2.1. Let us connect. Here we are going to go to PowerShell. As an administrator. So the first command we are going to run is to examine what are the different set of already existing aliases that we have. All right, and you can use the get alias to be able to view all the different set of aliases. Let us now create one alias, okay, for the get service commandlet. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So we are going to create an alias. Set alias gs get service. And with this, we can go ahead and we can create a alias called get service, alias for get service. All right, so you can say enter and an alias called GS. In fact, right now, if we scroll up, you do not see an alias called GS. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and first we are going to check whether the alias has been created or not. So we can again do get alias and we can go ahead and we can observe that the GS command, which is the get service command, has been generated. So you can see that the alias for the get service command is generated. We can also define our functions. So here let us define two functions which we will go ahead and we will execute. So we will create a function C. Here we are going to go ahead and we are going to write host about to clear screen, start sleep, and I will say please sleep after 5 seconds. Okay, so I can go ahead and I can force it to go ahead and sleep after 5 seconds. So I've defined a function called C. Similarly, I can define a function called kill edge. Okay, here I will open the curly brackets and put get process MSH. Okay, and I will go ahead and I will stop the process. So I can go ahead and I can run these two functions. So to run these two functions, let me go to Microsoft Edge. So I've opened Microsoft Edge browser over here. Once I've opened the Microsoft Edge browser, let's keep it the same way. I can now first check whether this function is working properly or not. I will write kill edge. Okay. Sorry, I think I may have made a, what is it saying? Verify that the process called commandlet again function kill edge stop process. Okay. All right. I think the name of this function is not MSH. Let us go ahead and let us check MSH. Okay. Correct. Okay, so let me see. No object found. Okay, so let us first do. Let me go ahead and let me first do get process. MS Edge. Okay, so there is no process. Get process. Let's see what is the name of the process that is running. It is called Microsoft Edge. Okay, so we need to have the full name, which is Microsoft Edge, which is the full name for this. Okay, so let's go back in. Let us go and let us change our function to Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge. Okay, now let us go ahead and let us use the kill edge function. And you can see that the Microsoft Edge function has been closed as such. Okay, Now, next, we can also go ahead and we can view the different types of profile scripts. But to do that, first, we need to examine what are the present set of profile scripts. We need to adjust our Windows PowerShell permissions. So first I will do get execution policy. And here, if you notice, presently, my policy is restricted. I need to first change it to set execution policy to unrestricted. Okay, and it is already prompting me that it is not very secure. It may expose me to unnecessary security risks. Yet I will say, no, I do want to go ahead and I want to say yes to it. Okay, so I do want to go ahead and I want to change my policy to unrestricted. Okay, once I have gone ahead and done that, I can now go ahead and I can create my profile. So how do I go ahead and do that? I will do test path profile, and you can see right now it is by default false. So I need to first go ahead and I need to create my test file. How do I go ahead and do that? I would do new item path profile item type file force. And this will go ahead and it will open my profile in users instructor documents in the Windows PowerShell folder. So within the documents folder within Windows PowerShell, the Microsoft.PowerShell_profile.PowerShell script has been created. I can in fact open it. I can say notepad $profile, and it will go ahead and it will open and show me that it is presently not having any content. So inside this, I will write host hello, and I will go ahead and I will create function pro. So I'm defining a function pro where I will go ahead and I will open my profile. Okay, so what have I done? I have defined my function called pro whenever I go ahead and I open my profile. So this would be my set of required environment variables which I want to set. Okay, let me go ahead and let me close this. I will say save. Okay, once I have saved this, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exit the present browser. So by the way, remember I have created two functions, C and killEdge. Let me go ahead and let me see if my killEdge would function when I go ahead and close. So I'm going to exit this browser. It went away. I'm going to once again open my Edge over here. I will go back to PowerShell, run it as an administrator. Now here, if you notice presently, can you see there is hello written on top? Okay. Now first I will try to do killEdge. Can you see there is nothing called killEdge anymore because my function has been destroyed. Can I say now let me write pro, and when I write pro, can you see my profile has been opened on its own? Okay, so I can go ahead and I can open profile on its own. All right. So just like I have done this, let's go ahead and also see how we can go ahead and we can run different types of functions and how we can modify the different types of outputs. Let me clear the screen. Now here we are going to first go ahead and do cd/ and we are going to go to the main folder. I will do get child item, and I can go ahead and I can see what are the different types of already existing folders within this. If I want to go ahead and I want to use the alias for this, I can simply use GCI and it will also do the same because GCI is the alias. I can further use GCI. I can put a pipe and I can say sort it based on the property, but this time sorted based on the property, which is name. And if you notice, based on name, they are now sorted in ascending order. Okay. Apart from that, I can also go ahead and I can recursively go into each and every folder and extract the information. How can I do that? I can do GCI recurse more. Oh, okay. All right. I think Sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to go ahead and showing that I don't have permission to go ahead and see certain of these folders. Okay, which is fine because there is a CSC folder which is defined, which is not allowed. Okay. All right. Let's just let it finish. But rest of the folders, it has allowed me to go ahead and access. There is some folder which I don't have access to, which is fine. All right. So it has gone ahead, but it is further going in. So there are lots and lots of folders more. So it is taking its time to go over each of these. So this is a long command to go ahead and to see. Then maybe when I run the next command, I will actually put a restriction. So let us go ahead and run open while it is running. Let it run. We are going to run another PowerShell over here because this is still running. Okay. And I will go ahead and I will press quit. I will now go ahead and I will do GCI recurse include star.txt files only. Okay, so that's what I want. I only want you to go. Once again, it is saying I don't have permission to go ahead and into this folder called trips. Everything else it is allowed, and it has extracted all the .txt files for me. Okay. Now, similarly, I can go ahead and I can do GCI format list more. Okay, and then I can go ahead and I can format this list of output into another. Yeah, so can you see it has been formatted differently? In fact, I would like to, instead of this, I would rather like to go ahead and I would like to have the formatted list based on a particular property. So I can go ahead and I can do GCI format list property name and last write time. And then again, I can go ahead and I can. So this is now using only the two properties, name and last write. In fact, I don't like it so cluttered. So what I can do is again, I can make it a little bit widely spread because this is too close together. Okay, I'm not comfortable with this view. So I can go ahead and I can use GCI format wide. Okay, and it was now formatted wide. Maybe I need the more command with it. Okay, so I should go. In fact, I should say instead of 2 columns, let us say GCI format wide. Give me column 3, which is better, right? 3 columns is better than 2. In fact, this is also too much. Let me go ahead and let me say sorted by property name. Okay, and group by length. Okay, so I can go ahead and I can use different types of options to go ahead and do that. In fact, I don't even like this. Let me go ahead and let me sort it as a table. To do that, I can do GCI format table, and it will go ahead and it will extract information. In fact, this is too much information for me. I would rather like to go ahead and use only property name, length, last write time. Okay, and you can go ahead and you can extract the information that you're looking for. So just like we have done that, we can also go ahead and we can extract specific information pertaining to, say, for example, some event log. So I can say get event log system. In fact, that's too much. So can I go page by page? Yes, by using the more command. Can I in fact group them? So I can go ahead and I can say, instead of just more over here, I can say group object event ID. And now these objects have been sorted by, in fact, this is not a good view. Let me go ahead and let me change it to the, instead of more, let me say, give me a nice grid. So out grid view. Okay, can you see nice table out grid view? It is now come into an out, and now I can apply some criteria. I can say I want just the count. Okay, or I want a group, or I want the name. So I can choose the criteria that I am looking for. Okay, so similarly, I can in fact, instead of out grid view, I can also use OGV, which is actually the short form of this. Okay. In fact, I can use this for other commands also. I can say get process OGV, and it will go ahead and it will get all the details of the processes using this. In fact, I can actually go ahead and I can convert it to HTML. So let's do that. Let us convert the output of all the processes to HTML. In fact, I can also store it in a file. So I can say out file. Let me store it in C. Okay, sorry, let me just see. Convert. Sorry, I'm sorry. It is convert to HTML. Okay. Convert to HTML. All right. And this will go ahead and it will generate this in the C drive. Can you see there is a PL list, okay, which is in HTML format. Okay. In fact, I don't need to click here. I can actually go into the, I'm going to close all these tabs. I'm going to go ahead and I can actually go to CDC and I can do invoke item PL list, and it will go ahead and it will also invoke it. Okay. I can also, instead of this, I can also use get process, and I can export it as a CSV file, which is a comma separated file. Let me show you how that looks like. I can do export. Okay, so I can basically export it. And then of course I can invoke item, which I can open using Notepad because I do not have CSV. Okay, but this is nothing but a comma separated file. Okay, so just like we have gone ahead and we can do, we have done this. Let us now go ahead and let us further examine how we can go ahead and we can, go ahead and install other types of objects. But let me stop here right now.